Hi there, Fred, FR5ED with the Silent 5 and a beer review. This is Green Bench IPA. Green Bench is out of St. Petersburg, Florida, and this particular can was kindly provided to me by my nephew, Shannon, and his wife, Shelley, my niece, and anxious to try this. They are one of, I think, over 45 breweries now in the Tampa area. Tampa is sometimes referred to as the #2 craft beer city in the country, and I believe it. They're just growing like crazy. So St. Petersburg is just a little bit south of Tampa there on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And the ratings on this, there's only 44 ratings on Rate Beer, and it came in at a 63 overall and a 41 in style. And over on Beer Advocate, it rated an 86, and that's after only 14 reviews. So again, another relatively new, small craft brewery in Florida. Not, it hasn't gotten a lot of notoriety yet. So these ratings are going to be, less meaningful until they build up the number. So anyway, the only commercial description that I saw, here's one. This is our benchmark beer. A medium-bodied ale with aromas of soft citrus and earthy pine combined with the very subtle notes of tropical fruit. This highly hopped American-style IPA leaves your palate, that's not the correct spelling of palate, but we'll let that go, with a lingering, dry, and bitter finish. And actually, there was a shorter commercial description over on Rate Beer, and that said, earthy hop aroma, medium body, with a dry, clean, lingering bitterness. So anyway, and actually, I have an IPA in my fermentation chamber right now. My third brew in my home brewing adventure. It's a rye IPA. That's cooking. Well, I should say cooking, but it's fermenting right now. The yeast are very hungry and active. Anyway, back to the one at hand. I am actually using my plastic version of the IPA glass. As you know, Spiegelau, in conjunction with Dogfish Head and Sierra Nevada, created an IPA-specific glass after a lot of trial and error and many iterations of the glass. And I have several of those, but they're delicate, and I wouldn't want to take them out, to the beach or the pool or in the garage or the back porch. And I kept wondering I even wrote to Sam Calagione personally and said, are you going to have a plastic, concrete-friendly version of that glass? And I didn't hear back, but that's okay. He's a busy guy. And suddenly, I think is it Great Fermentations? Is that the name of the company? I forget the name of the company, but anyway, you can get a 4-pack of these. And these are obviously not the exact style, but they are, they were inspired by the Spiegelau glass. And but 4 of these for $15. So, I've had these for a few months now, and anytime I'm going to be, working out in the garage or the back porch or even visiting a friend's house and I'm taking my own beers, I take this along. So anyway, back to the subject at hand. Let's smell. Well, first of all, let's describe it. It got a pretty good 2.5 finger head there that was mostly dense. It's starting to dissipate a little. I can see there's some fairly good lacing in there. It's mostly clear. I would call that clear. It's just got a little tiny bit of haziness to it, but no chunks. And it's a dark straw, light orange honey color. Decent looking carbonation. Certainly get the citrus aroma. That's what comes off right away. There's some tropical fruit behind it, but it's largely citrus, kind of an orangey citrus. A little bit of pine too. It's those typical Northwest hop, aromas. So let's see how it tastes. Plenty bitter. IBU's 95. I believe that. It's 7.3 ABV. Let's try that again. Get that cleansing going there. Oh, now I'm picking up more than just the bitterness. One more sip. Okay. It's got a good medium mouthfeel, very solidly medium. So it's not, not that thin, that some beers have, which is, fine if it's within the style. I do like the fact that this has a good medium to maybe even a little more than medium. It tends to coat a little bit. I am definitely getting malt. I'm getting it's dry, and yet there's still a little bit of sweetness in there, almost a citrus candy type of flavor and sweetness. Very subtle, but it's there. And I like that because it helps balance out the very noticeable bitterness. So while the ratings have not been kind to it so far, and it could be, and I haven't read the reviews yet, but it could be because it is so in-your-face bitter. You get it right up front. It lingers. It's definitely still there. Some will argue, well, that's what an IPA, a West Coast American-style IPA is supposed to be. And others will say, well, you don't want to be out of balance. I don't find it out of balance, especially if you're going to think about a West Coast IPA. I think there's enough malt flavor here and some lemon or orange citrus candy flavor and a touch of sweetness. I think there's enough complexity here that it's just not one-dimensional hop bitterness. Would I get it again? Well, with 4,000 breweries out there and 21% of the craft beer market being IPAs, there is definitely a glut of IPAs out there. I wouldn't turn this down. I would definitely get this, but maybe not right away because there's so many others out there, and the fact that in about 18 days, roughly, I'll have a 5-gallon keg of my own IPA that I brewed. So anyway, I recommend trying this if you can get a hold of it. This is Green Bench IPA out of St. Petersburg, Florida. And this is Fred, FR5ED, over and out.